I started prepared for the talent to throw to my shot. I can see and hear the show, so I can guess when it's getting close, but also the director will cue me when I'm up. I started with the rig in front of me and pointed to the left because I knew the direction the camera needs to move, and I wanted to do this part walking forward. I'm holding the lock off until the talent mentions what's behind him and starts to move. We had rehearsed this many times, but without an audience, so I was nervous that they would be getting in the way. So I'm looking around a lot to make sure I don't bump into anyone. I make a switch, moving the camera to the other side of my body, making the push into the handle more comfortable for me.
Have some fun here. All right, let me try this. This looks like a thing I'm supposed to do.
I pull back quickly and tilt up to see the light, then wait for him to mention the other people to start rotating around everything as wide as I can.
I need some help. Is there anyone around? Maybe want to take that one, and someone else wants to take that one. All right, cool. We're lined up on my count. 3, 2, 1, go.
As I see the ceiling projection light up, I tilt up to show it and continue walking around. This whole part was timed, so I didn't want to be late. I then choose to move the center of attention back to the talent, and once I'm in a comfortable position, I make another switch so I can do the next part walking forward. I hold the lock off and allow the talent to control when we move forward.
That's a little more like it. That was really sick. And this is just kind of the first thing that's in here when you walk into the campus. So let's maybe take a little walk and see what else we can find. Because like I said, this is normally an office, right? People being busy, people working. Not all that exciting. This definitely...
We then walk down this hallway together. You may notice that I'm rather close to the wall. This is because I wanted to have the camera as centered to the hallway as I could. As we walk to the next room, I walk to the right to allow enough space to get to the side of him, and to allow his movement to pan the camera to the statue. I also use this motion to rotate the camera again to the front, and I can quickly move in to get the cool shot of the statue. This next cut is very tightly timed, so I'm waiting for the director to make the cut, and as soon as he does, I run to get underneath the next camera before it widens out enough for you to see me. You can see the rail cam in the ceiling above me as I run under it. Now. I then continue to my next point to be able to get a slight rest before I'm cued again. I know the camera is coming through this direction, so I move this group of people out of the way.
Could you guys just talk over this direction?
As I see the talent getting close to his mark, I get prepared by putting the camera behind me.
Something really fun. Got people hanging out. Hello, people. How are we doing? Hope you're having a good night. Hey, nice to see you. Got some people hanging out, going into rooms, making sure everything's running A-okay. And again, there's a long corridor behind me, as you can see. There's people streaming through all night long.
I get my cue and start walking, making sure to keep an eye on some doors coming up that I need to fit through.
As cool as it is to have people chilling out, hanging out, seeing what's going on, at the end of the day, we are here to premiere Arcane in 20 different languages simultaneously around the world.
As he gets outside, I move to the right to give him some space to pass me, and pan with him as I make a switch again so the camera's pointing forward. There was meant to be a drone shot here, but the fire marshal grounded the drone, which was really a shame because it looked awesome. To cover for this, the director said over the intercom to pass by him and get the shot of the dome as he continued talking. So I'm continuing to walk with the shot of the dome until I see the shot cut away. Then I thought I needed to be back to the front in a hurry, but it ended up not being nearly as much of a hurry as I thought.
I think we're back though, aren't we?
Are we back to the front?
Yeah, we're back to the front.
Okay.
Let's just head back there and hold it over there.
Yeah, sure.
I start the shot waiting for the director to cut to me, with the camera pointed behind me. When you look at my face here, I seem really calm, but I am not. When I was waiting for my time to come up for the shot, I had a grip holding the rig so I could take a break. When I went to get the rig back from him, I found that the rig was massively unbalanced. Not his fault, just an accident. With only 30 seconds to go, I didn't have a lot I could do. I did my best to balance the rig on the arm, but it was not how I normally would run it. So I decided to do the shot with the lens as wide as possible to hide any of my mistakes. So as they were walking here, I normally would zoom in to make it a medium 2 shot. That's when I run into a communication error that happens to me a lot, especially with the wide angle lens. As I slow down to allow the talent to get closer to me, they see that they're gaining ground on me, so they start to slow down to give me more space. But, oh well, I haven't figured out how to fix it, and it's live, so there's no do-overs.
whether it be Haley, whether it be Ella, everyone.
As we get inside, I move to the right to allow space for them to move to the side of me, and I can use their movement to initiate the pan over to the interesting thing in the middle of the room.
Showing us the Hextech crystal earlier, honestly plays a big role. We saw a bit of a sneak peek of this in a few of the videos that came
As I pass it, I find them again in the crowd, and get in front of them to continue walking.
so many people here to experience Arcane that have been checking
This also gives me the opportunity to get closer to them.
out what you thought.
I walk down the hallway, trying to keep the camera centered to the hallway.
I was so excited. I love the lore and the backstory of these champions that we've become so attached to.
Then as I pass the hallway, I move to the right, allowing them to pass, panning with them.
Get to meet them further, learn
I pan over when they mention the statue, and rotate the camera so it's pointing forward, to get the close-up of the bear.
First Main looking very dapper with Tibbers tonight. Wearing the top hat.
As soon as the camera cuts, I have to run to my next position, so I won't be in the shot of the rail cam.
Campus for the first time when we were making Legends Never Die, and seeing that Annie statue and the Tibbers right in front of me, it was such an
Once I pass under it, I can now walk a little
overwhelming
slower, but I want to get to my next position with enough time to take a little bit of a rest. The hard part is coming up.
So, one, I'm ready for music and mostly just seeing all the champions that we played for the last 10 plus years. I mean, what was it? I think December 19th of 2012 was Vi. October 12th, 18th of 2013 was Jinx. So they've been with us for so long, and now we get to figure out that much.
As they get close, I prepare by pointing the camera behind me and wait for the director to cut to me.
The intricacies of their lifestyles. I'm losing it.
And of course, we met a lot of the amazing voice actors tonight, but there's more than just voicing the characters that tell their story. There's the soundtrack, and we have an amazing soundtrack that we've seen we are going to be experiencing as we're taken through this journey. Who are you excited is on that
I
soundtrack?
mean, Chrissy, you know music. You know the kind of emotion it brings. B. Miller, Imagine Dragons coming in later that we've already known love League so much, and that's
course.
one of the other biggest things is like a lot of the artists.
As we walk through this door, there was meant to be a drone shot, but the fire marshal grounded that, so that part went to me.
So excited.
I'm realizing that about now, so I move to the right to give them space to pass me. This gives me a good spot to rotate the camera so it's pointing forward. I tilt up to show the dome a bit, and then tilt back down to pick them back up.
No, this is usually where everybody just walks out to get lunch, but right now is where we start a new journey. Honestly, this is so incredible to have this dome here.
So this point was a filler spot where we could add some time in if we got to the location too early. But we were actually running slightly behind, so we had to skip whatever was normally said at this point. So I followed them in, slipping past the curtain as we entered the dome. I had to avoid the screen in the back as best as I could to prevent video feedback, and of course make sure nobody got in between me and the talent.
Heads up, behind you!
Then tilt with them and raise the rig as we walk up the steps together. Then allow some space for this guy to pass me. I can hear the director counting down to when the video is going to play, so I'm trying to time it so that it pans to the screen nicely. Once it cuts away, I am relieved. This is my last shot of the night, and I can take it easy and celebrate a little bit. Then take a breath and carefully walk down these stairs. I was afraid I was going to trip and fall in front of all these people. Then back to my dock that was hidden outside.
So thank you and enjoy.
Well, it's finally the moment for your 60 years. So really hope you enjoy the show. I'm out. I'm going to prepare support film. Doing a crazy amount. We hope you enjoy the show. And of course, we hear this. If we did send a big shout out to all the riders who helped us along the way. Of course, much love and prayer for the IP, and of course, everyone at Fortiche whose work, made this into what it is today. Thank you so much. And now,
good shit, man.
Thanks, man.
just great support.
Something with you holding it, completely unbalanced.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
I'm gonna go grab our light.
Yeah. Thank you. Huh? Thank you. Tired. Relieved.